Did everyone make it into work okay today? We were supposed to have a horrible snowstorm.
Possibly.
But the storm was wobbly. And because of the wobbly storm, half of our studio audience freaked out and canceled on us.
Oh.
So Leo, can you leave the director's booth and just sit in the audience?
Who's gonna roll the open then?
That's a very good question. Let's see who rolls it.
But will it work, Doctor?
Yes.
Every day.
Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. Every day. We do it our own way. Sing it out every day. Yeah, let's make it a good day. Every day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Now, here's Jason.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. They're the people who survived the drive right there. Look at them. Welcome to the show. Yes. Thank you. By the way, when we ran the cold open, Leo in the control room asked if we could hire the monkey. That's right. Can we get the monkey in the union? Yeah. Welcome to the show. I just want to say thanks to these good people who drove. That's right. Who drove in horrible conditions to get here. That's right. Horrible. Anyway, first up, that's right. Welcome to the show. First up today, paying for parking is nothing new, right? I mean, maybe if you go to the mall or something, or you go see a show, you got to pay. But how much are you willing to spend for a guaranteed spot? Okay? Thank you, Aaron. Yeah. Someone in Boston is paying a ton. Look at this headline from Fortune.com. A Boston parking spot that sold for $500,000 2 years ago is back on the market for $750,000. That's right. Now,
No.
it's in a parking garage in a ritzy neighborhood of Boston. And get this. If that wasn't expensive enough, after you buy the spot, you have to pay $400 a month in fees. And property taxes. Yeah. Even crazier, Jeff checked right before we went on the air. Someone bought it because the listing says contingent.
Oh, my God.
That's right. And guess who bought it? Give it up for Falen, everybody. That's right. Yes. Woo. Yeah. Okay. Hello, friend.
I've been to Boston, great city, but that is my sign that I do not belong in Boston. I cannot, that's more than a house. That's crazy.
That is, yes, that's a parking, it's a parking spot.
Yeah. I feel like I would set up a tent there. I'd start living there. It'd be an issue.
I hate paying for parking in general, but it drives me nuts. But $750,000?
And in 2 years, it went up $250,000 in value. I mean, maybe you look at it as a good investment. I don't know. Yeah.
And what is around? I mean, I know the Cheers bar is right there by where the spot is, but how often are you going to Cheers? I mean, you know, maybe a lot. I don't know.
It's underground, though, so I'm sure that's like part of the appeal.
Yeah,
but,
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Did you make it in okay?
I did.
How was your commute in?
Thank you for asking. Touch and go.
Was it touch and go?
It was, yes.
How were your windshield wipers?
White knuckling the whole way in.
Yeah.
Yes, very scary.
I feel bad. The weather, let me explain again. We were supposed to get something. I wasn't joking the cold open. We were supposed to get a big storm. The weather people do their best job. It's weather. It moves. And in the middle of the night, the damn storm went like this. And just turned. It went down and missed us, thank goodness. But we were prepared. Photographer Eric stayed at a Howard Johnson's across the street just in case we were snowed in. That's right. What? He lives actually at the Howard Johnson.
Now we know.
Oh, God. Can I tell you real quick? We did actually have a blizzard one time. We had a blizzard. And the company, they were really nice. Our president, Marion, Mim, Davey, Kessler, Carrington, Colby, Rodham Clinton. She's a good woman. She treats us well. And she's like, I don't want you guys driving in this mess. I'll give you vouchers for the hotel across the street. So photographer Eric and Jeff and I went, oh my God, oh let's take advantage of this. Let's have a little party. Photographer Eric took it 14 steps too far, as he does everything. He went to Party City before they were closed, and he bought. His wife doesn't watch, so she won't hear this. He bought hundreds of dollars worth of tiki items and turned his hotel room into a tiki lounge. Yeah. He had cocktails. He cut open real pineapple. He had coconuts. You had real coconuts, didn't you, Eric? In your room.
It's hard to split in a hotel room.
That's right. Yeah, it's hard to split a coconut using Howard Johnson's cutlery. You know.
Wait. Okay, this feels like Michael Scott's hotel party. Did you guys go to the party?
Don't be mad, audience, but only Jeff went.
Oh!
Yeah.
What were you so busy doing?
Nothing. We got done eating, and it was Kendall and I looked at each other, and Kendall goes, "Are you gonna go?" And I go, I don't think so. And she goes, well, if you don't go, I'm not going to go. Well, I know. Go ahead and boo me. I was tired. I was like, I'm going to go to bed. And then I didn't know. He didn't tell us. It was a surprise. And Jeff walks in, and he's like, oh, holy Buffalo Bill. He's like, what is this? It just looked like a creepy dungeon, you know? But poor Eric. I don't know.
So, Jeff, that makes you the Dwight to Eric's Michael Scott.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Roll it, Leo. Let's do this. Here we go. Hot topics served in a casserole dish. First up in today's dish, call it the next stop on the redemption tour. Choo-choo. New reports say Will Smith is ready to be roasted. Puck News is the first, Puck News reported that Will is in talks to be the next celebrity publicly roasted on Netflix. Thank you. Thank you, row one. Last year's Tom Brady roast, remember that? Mm-hmm. Huge ratings, hugely popular, hugely inappropriate, hugely awkward jokes. Well, no doubt, come on, the roasters would take aim at Will. Slapping. Anyway, slapping at the Oscars, his marriage to Jada Pinkett Smith, etc., maybe even a Wild Wild West joke in there. Neither Will or Netflix, they're not saying anything.
I think that would be perfect. I do think that people, there's been a little time. It seems like people are kind of coming back around to maybe being okay with Will Smith. So I think
not row one.
No, okay, they're not. Okay.
Yeah.
I always base everything on comments, you know, and the comments are less about that on his post, but maybe he's prohibited certain things from being posted on his comments too.
It is. We'll never be able to figure it out. It is interesting why some cancellations for people stick, like your Kevin Spacey, you know, or now look, that's an extreme. But I'm just talking in general. Why are some people allowed back in a little bit? Like, you know, Woody Allen is still making movies, you know, and why others are just canceled forever, like Matt Lauer, or I know there are different degrees. You know what? It's just, I don't know the algorithm of why some people come back into the club or why some people are not in the club. Yeah,
but I mean, I do feel like we as a society, at least in the past, we used to like to give people second chances, right? Like you look at like Lindsay Lohan, for instance, she had multiple chances, but now it seems like she's really turned things around, and we love to see that. We love to see her. So I mean, we loved Will Smith for years. He made a big mistake, but I feel like, don't we want to see people change and learn and grow?
Couldn't agree with you more. And I want to be very definitive. The examples I listed are nothing. Right, that's different. They are way different than what Will is. Very different. I'm just talking about different people that are given forgiveness. Mm-hmm. What is the secret sauce? Speaking of Will, he's been everywhere on social media the past few days, thanks to a dance from the 90s. You may remember this scene from The Fresh Prince of Bel Air when he caught his cousin dancing and then recreated her moves. Well, that scene became a thing again recently with folks recreating the dance, and this time set to a Doechii song. Well, Will and actress Tatyana Ali decided to one-up everyone by doing this.
Somebody's watching me, it's my anxiety.
That's the duo. Along with Doechii, recreating the dance decades later. That TikTok alone has more than 16 million views.
Yes. Doechii is very huge right now. Throwing her in that, and then that song is trending also. So it's good. It's, yeah, I don't know.
I have a feeling he's going to sign. I think he's going to do it. Next up, matchmakers, romance, love triangles, boop. One movie has all three, and Falen is very excited about it.
I am.
I got notified on our text chain. But I now know why, because look at the first look for the new movie Materialists.
Wow. You know how to do the math, don't you? You are what we call a unicorn. An impossible fantasy.
How much is this apartment?
12 million.
Not gonna marry him, are you?
Why not?
Because he's good looking and rich. Probably doesn't have roommates.
Is that my charger?
When I see your face, I see wrinkles and children that look like you. So where does that leave us? What are you thinking about?
I don't think I'm very good at my job anymore.
We promised them love.
But the math doesn't add up.
Why does anyone even get married?
Because they're lonely. And because they're hopeful.
I'm turning 48 now.
Dakota plays a matchmaker who falls in love with a millionaire played by Pedro Pascal, but she's still trying to get over her struggling ex-boyfriend played by the horribly unattractive Chris Evans. Materialists opens in June. Look, I didn't poo-poo you when you sent that on our group text. I was at Snow White, so I didn't get a chance to watch it. True story. I was like, oh, Falen, I'll get to her later. Anyway, but I got home and watched it, and I'm like, oh, this is my kind of movie.
I love this kind of movie. Also, it's an A24 film, and I love their movies.
Me too.
But A24 usually has a weird twist, and it does not look like that one has it. But I was just watching it, and I'm like, girl, do not go with hot Chris Evans. He has roommates. His apartment's dirty. Go with Pedro Pascal and his $12 million apartment. He also seems very nice. Like, he doesn't seem like a jerk. He seems nice. I gotta watch the movie.
But Chris had the line. Wasn't he the one that said, I see you with wrinkles and kids that look like you?
Don't fall for
whatever,
the line.
audience.
Don't fall for the line, Dakota.
I like the line, though. I see wrinkles. He's going to be okay with your wrinkles.
Maybe she doesn't want wrinkles. Maybe she wants Botox with Pedro. I don't know. I'm saying.
Fine. You can have Pedro. Chris, call me. Yeah. Lots more to come. We'll be right back with more Dish. Stay with us, everybody. Call me. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Falen on Air. Jason Matheson. Look, I'm just appreciative that we have a studio audience today because of our blizzard. And but there's a lady in the front row. I got to tell you, we almost had to remove her because this was her right at the top of the show. And I went up to her, and this is what now I love her 15 times more because I went up to her in the commercial break, and she goes, Jason, could you say hi to my daughter? And with her phone, I go, yeah. And I go, by the way, did I catch you illegally recording our program at the top? And she looks at me, look at this. There's no shame. This is what she said. She goes, yeah. Yeah. Like, what am I going to do about it? She's like, what are you going to do about it there, TV boy? Yeah? Yeah.
She wants to make sure. She wants to make sure that her daughter Clara gets to watch the full show.
Clara, yeah. So, Leo, stay on 6. Her name's Clara? Yeah. Okay, she's 8. Okay, so better than recording a thing on the phone. Okay, Leo stands. Hey, Falen.
Yes.
Hey, you know, we should say hi to someone.
Who?
Her name's Clara.
Oh, right, yes.
Hi, Clara. There we go. There we go. Oh, wait. Leo, stay on camera 6. Hey, Clara, your mom's illegally recording our show right now. There we go.
Clara's like, yeah, that tracks for
That
Mom.
tracks, yeah. Welcome back. Let's get back to the dish. It's one of the most talked about movies of the year so far, both good and bad. I got a chance to see Snow White last night, the live action. Now, before I say anything, here's a little clip of the signature song, Waiting on a Wish. Look. There we go. The new music. The new music is from the same team behind The Greatest Showman, La La Land. They did the music for Dear Evan Hansen on Broadway. They know what they're doing. Now, let me pull back the magic mirror. Here's the deal. Mickey Mouse is watching right now, and I can't give you my full review until tomorrow because of an embargo that I don't want to break because I want to go to Disney World again. But, so if they're watching, don't worry. I'll give you my full review tomorrow. But I can give you a reaction to just going to the theater. I'm not reviewing it because let's start with the music. Let's do this. I'm going to talk about the new music, which all of you can listen to right now on YouTube. So here's how I'll do it. If I was going to talk about the music in terms of which dwarf I would be happy. Next. Speaking in which dwarf I would be, my general experience watching the movie in Edina, Minnesota. Which dwarf would I be? Happy. Finally, if I were going to talk about, but I'm not, but if I were going to talk about how much the cocktails were inside the movie theater, what dwarf would I be? Grumpy. Now, thank you, Thomas, for laughing at that one. Yeah.
I never know how people can drink at or during movies. I pee way
I'll
too
show
often.
you.
I would pee.
Yeah.
I would miss 35 minutes of the movie with pee breaks.
All kidding aside, and Disney won't mind me saying this, and again, I look forward to talking to you about it tomorrow. I said to this to Falen, if I can just take a moment, I had the same reaction when I saw the live-action Little Mermaid, which wasn't critically well received. It did okay, too. But I went to that screening, and you guys remember, I told you, I loved it. I've gone to hundreds of these screenings. I've been very lucky. It's fun to go to these fancy, you get to see a movie before anyone else. I take it... I don't take it for granted. When I went to The Little Mermaid and I saw all of these little girls of color dressed up as Ariel, because for the first time they saw Ariel look like them, and they were in costumes, and this one little girl was crying because she was so happy, and these moms were happy. I had the same kind of thing with Snow White yesterday. I don't like all kids, but I saw all these little girls dressed up in these Snow White outfits, and they were so happy, and I just thought, no pun intended, they were so happy that it made me I was delighted to be in that theater with them watching this movie that's all of these years old. Yeah.
So cute.
And one more thing. Speaking of that theater, I won't go long. Don't worry, Jeff. Speaking of the theater, I guess I caused a little bit of a stir the last time I mentioned this theater on our show because, and it wasn't about the employees, it was about the big theater company AMC. I said, if you want all of us to go back to the movie theater, you have to make it a good experience. And that means giving the people that work for you the resources to make it a good experience for the guests. I went there a couple months ago to the same theater, and I said it was a mess, and they didn't have the resources they needed to make all of us feel comfortable. If we're gonna shell out $40, $50, $60 to leave our soft pants, to leave our couch and see a movie in your building, you have to make it enjoyable, and that means giving the people that work for you, that represent you, the means and the way to do it. So thank you. I'm just saying, you got to treat your people well. Yeah. And they did last night. It was great. So thanks to AMC Edina. Thank you. Yeah. Y'all are great. And the bartender, she was great too. Staying on the topic of movies, something happened last night before I saw Snow White, and that was the thing. So I'll give you my full review tomorrow. Next in the dish, call her the queen of clapbacks. If you're not even a fan of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, this is good. Jeff and I have been talking about this all morning. On Tuesday night's show, Erica Jane threw shade at fellow housewife Garcelle, who we love. Watch this.
Garcelle wants information about Kyle's private life, yet we know nothing about Garcelle's private life. I don't know, who is Garcelle sleeping with? I know she had a roster. Back in the 90s, it was good.
Who's the biggest star you ever went on a date with?
Eddie Murphy, Sean Penn. I dated Will Smith.
Oh, Garcelle's got bodies.
Was it owned by Johnny Depp?
I think so.
Yeah, made out with Johnny.
Maybe she peaked.
There is no situation there. That's all I have.
Yeah, well, you can imagine that little comment did not sit well with Garcelle. She got her revenge shortly after that episode aired on Bravo because Garcelle was a guest on Watch What Happens Live and was asked about Erica's shade. And here's Garcelle's very short but to the point.
What was your reaction to Erica saying you might have peeps in the 90s when it comes to your dating life?
Erica.
Just looking at both sides of the equation, your 90s roster was impeccable.
I mean,
I just want to say. I'm just saying,
maybe I did.
I mean,
No.
Okay.
No, listen, I married for love, not for money.
Okay.
Oh, I love Garcelle so much. Oh, I love it. Garcelle is referencing Erica's ex, disgraced millionaire Tom Giardi. Google him and you'll know he's been accused of a lot of bad things.
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, and he's considerably older than Erica. Thus the dig of the Erica married him for the money and not for love.
So did Erica get a lot of money in the divorce then?
No.
I don't follow these
Oh,
people.
I know. No, you're asking for a good chunk of the audience. No, Tom is accused. I don't want to be sued by dude. He is accused of taking settlements for his clients and taking the money, amongst other nefarious activities. But he's accused. It's going through the system now.
So does she have money?
She has money from the show.
Okay.
Yeah, and she has a music career. She has a wig line. I don't know.
Career?
A line of aspirins. I don't know, but she has some. Yeah.
Okay.
Up next, a day to remember when it comes to TV history. We thought this was great. We love a throwback. On this day, 48 years ago, what's considered one of the greatest sitcoms of all time ended its historic 7-year run and finished with this iconic scene.
I treasure you people.
I think we all need some Kleenex.
There's some on Mary's desk.
Yes. WJM. The Mary Tyler Moore Show was one of the first shows to feature a single working woman as the lead. Mary, for all you youngins out there, was a news producer at the fictional WJM TV station here in Minneapolis, St. Paul. During its run, the show earned an astounding 29 Emmy Awards.
Wow.
29. And whenever TV Guide or Entertainment Weekly, that's now monthly, makes a list of the best finales of all time, Mare is always on that. It's a chef's kiss of a closing episode. It's so good.
I mean, it looks good. I need to go watch this. I need to watch the whole show.
If you know, and I'm not giving, you need to watch. You would love it. You really would love it, Falen. Really quick, this is a spoiler alert for a 50-year-old show. A new owner comes in at WJM and fires everybody but Ted. It's so good. We're going to take a break. We're cooking when we come back. Back in a moment. He climbed the ladder at the Food Network to achieve some big success. Hayden Haas is back in our kitchen showing you the viral recipe that, well, has gone viral. The sun-dried tomato pasta everyone wants to make. He'll show you how. And then they are your burning questions. Personal things, private things. No, not really. We're answering them when we come back. Welcome back, everybody. Moving into the kitchen. Making some food. Well, our guest today started out Started out as a dishwasher at the Food Network, and now he has his own cookbook with a huge following online for his great recipes. One of those recipes, you're looking at it right here, went super viral online with millions of views. What is it? It is a creamy, sun-dried tomato and lemon pasta. Here to share it, show you how to do it. Welcome back to the show, cookbook author Hayden Haas, everybody. Welcome back, Hayden.
Thank you so much.
For being here.
I'm really excited to share this.
Okay. We were talking in the break with producer Bjorn. What we were talking about you was, in a good way, I didn't know that sun-dried tomatoes are back. I remember like in the 90s, every restaurant put them in everything. They're back though. Kinda?
I'm on that train, I guess.
Okay, but you don't use them, like, you have paste?
Yes. Okay, so for this particular recipe, I'd say that the flavor is behind the sun-dried tomatoes, but it's also kind of about these caramelized shallots.
Okay.
And that was kind of how this recipe kind of originated.
With the shallots?
Yes.
Okay.
I was, kind of in the mood for like a Tuscan pasta, but I didn't have all the ingredients necessarily. So I just started using what I have, and then it turned out to be so good.
Okay.
And then this is kind of like a funny little antidote for this recipe. I never make this pasta, even though it's the pasta that I make the most often.
Okay.
Because I end up eating it for dinner, midnight snack, and then for breakfast.
The next morning,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's all right, though.
Yeah, it's so good. Okay, so let's make it together.
Let's make it.
Okay, so I've already got these shallots that have been caramelizing.
Okay.
If you want, you can add some Italian seasoning, dried basil, and red pepper flakes.
Okay, all of it?
All of it.
All of it, okay.
Oops.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
Okay, and then the other star of the show is some lemon zest. Have you ever...
Zested a lemon?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I have.
Okay, great. You can zest that.
Okay.
And I'll just start pouring in some juice.
Oh, that would help if I did it the right way. Okay.
And then I'm also just creating a little funnel so we don't get any seeds in our pasta.
Okay. How much zest do we want?
Personally, I like to use the entire lemon, but...
Oh, wow. Okay. We will be here a while.
No. You do not have to.
Okay.
We also use lemon juice, so there's tons of flavor in it.
Okay. But normally, if this wasn't a TV segment, the whole damn lemon.
The whole...
Okay, yeah.
And
there we go.
even another one.
What?
Yeah, I love lemons so much that I add 1 or 2 lemons.
We would go an hour, too, if we did that live. Okay, yeah.
We won't have to do that today.
Okay.
But we are going to add some Parmesan cheese.
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
Okay.
That's about half a cup.
Okay. I'm not sad about that. Okay.
Me either. And then I've got about 2 cups of spinach. You can also use frozen spinach for this, whatever works.
We were talking to Meanie too. We love a soup or a pasta where there's wilty spinach. There's just something about, because even if it has a little cream or whatever, it makes you feel healthy. You're like, okay, I'm getting some greens. It's not that bad.
Get your greens in however you got to do it.
Okay.
And then we're actually almost nearly finished. We are going to add the sun-dried tomato. I brought 2 examples.
Okay.
These are the julienne sun-dried tomatoes, and then I've got tomato paste.
What do you prefer?
I really enjoy this paste personally, but it's not always available everywhere.
Okay.
So I tell people that you can use the julienne sun-dried tomatoes. You can use your blender, whatever.
Pulverize it?
Exactly.
Because I'll tell you, I used to love them. It's a texture thing. So I am so glad that there's paste, because I don't mind the flavor of the sun-dried. I just don't like, I feel like it's an oily little sardine.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
I totally understand, and not all.
I'm happy with the paste.
Not all sun-dried tomatoes are created equal.
Okay. I like the paste. I'm already liking that much better.
Oh, it smells.
Yeah, it smells so good. I walked in here this morning. I was like to grab a suit. I'm like, what smells? And I remember that you were here. I'm like, yeah. Okay, what is this?
This is all just heavy cream.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Throw her in.
The audience is cheering for the heavy cream. That's right. The whole thing.
The whole thing.
Okay. There we go. Okay. It does smell really good.
And it's going to turn this really beautiful, like, robust, orangey color.
Okay.
I have to also tell you, it's more of a warning. This is in my whole pasta chapter is kind of like my marry me meals. And this is and this is not directed at anyone, but this is kind of like my recipe I make on like a 3rd date.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yes. So if you really want to impress somebody,
I took, yeah.
This is the.
I took Colin for Thai food on my third.
Hey, no shame in that.
Same thing.
I love
ain't
some
cooking.
Thai.
I actually did cook on my second one. Now that I think about it, I did.
Okay.
I made him dinner.
What did you make?
Chicken.
Okay.
Yeah. And 12 years later, do you think he's never cooked?
Oh.
No, yeah, it does not cook. I'm the cook, yeah.
Heck yeah.
That's fine. He builds furniture. It's fine. It's all evens out, yeah.
I was going to say.
He builds I buy, he builds. Okay.
And then we're just going to add our,
cheese.
Also, yes, cheese. The pasta and then the cheese.
Okay. Now, can I ask you real quick? We got to go in a minute, but are you one of those that believes in adding a little bit of the pasta water to the pasta?
Yes.
Okay.
And I actually didn't really drain this pasta too much, so it kind of already is covered in that.
And then cheese on top?
Yes. I'm actually just going to add just a little bit of that parm and then
that's it.
burrata. And we actually have some lemon zest in this, which is what I also love to garnish this with.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. May I have a little bit?
I have a fork right here for you.
Thank you. Oh,
dig right
God.
in.
See, I know why you eat this for 3 different meals. I can tell you right now. There we go. This is good second, third, and fourth date. Nice roll dub. Yeah. Get up for Hayden, everybody. You can find this recipe and more in his cookbook, Simply Delish Haas. I love that. Be sure to follow him on social media as well. We'll be right back. Back in a moment, everybody. Woo, that is really good.
Thank you.
I'm actually going to go in one more time. Welcome back, everybody. This is what we call like a relatable. If you live in a communal living space, maybe you live in a condo building, maybe you live in an apartment building, a commune, I don't know. But if you, but you'll relate to this. So I'm getting ready to move into a house in a couple weeks. So I'm halfway out the door. But something happened that I know you guys can relate to if you've lived in an apartment building. You know how there's always like one neighbor that thinks that they don't have to follow the rules, no matter what that rule is. Maybe they're real heavy walkers. Maybe they don't pick up after their dog, whatever, you know that person, okay? Yeah. So yesterday, again, I'm 2 weeks from being out. Generally speaking, I've lived in this building for 7 years, and I haven't had, these people are delightful. Really, out of all the buildings I've lived, it skews older, so there's not a lot of drama. We're not a party building. People are delightful. I've only had 2 instances of one person that didn't keep their dog on a leash, and then this. We have an accordion garage door, that opens up, and then you drive in, and there's a big sign as soon as you get into the garage that says, wait until the door completely closes to not allow people just walking in behind you or a car that may not be a resident pulling in right behind you. This has been the rule. We've gotten countless emails about this from the association, and it's for everybody's safety, right?
Right.
Well, I come home from picking up Milo from school. And my little boxer from daycare. And Milo and I are driving, and I get to the garage, and I activate the door, and the door opens, and I pull in, and I stop, because there's a sign that says stop. And I look in my rearview mirror, and coming behind me is this truck barreling down the thing, and gets right up on my butt. I mean, he was so close, he could have given me a colonoscopy. And he's right up on me, and I'm like, and this is me, you guys know me, and I'm like, hello?
Yeah.
I'm like looking there, I go, hello? Like, and his car, his hood is basically blocking the accordion doors from closing, and he starts aggressively flashing his lights at me.
Okay.
You know me. And I was like, oh, no. So I'm going like this, like, hello, hello. Yeah. So I pull in, I pull into my spot, and he's up, like, he or she, I don't know. I honestly don't know. and I pull into my spot, and I get Milo out of the car, and Milo's looking at me like, ooh, Dad is mad, you know. And I walk up, and I say loud enough so that I know he could hear me. I'm like, there are rules. There are rules.
I got him.
And I got in the house, and Colin is sitting there, who's working from home yesterday. I walk in, and he goes, oh. And I told him, he goes, oh, that guy's done it to me before, too.
Ah. Send a last couple
strongly worded email. Yeah.
Get them in while you can.
Oh, I was like, look, I don't care. I'm out of there. I don't care. But it just drives me nuts. I say this because you all are nodding your head. There's always a person in your building, at your work, that doesn't think the rules don't apply to them. And this time it's a safety rule.
Yes.
And yeah, and there's a woman. Her name is Sharon. She's like my Gladys Kravitz of that building, but in the best way. She knows everything. That she watches our show. Hi, Sharon.
There's always in every neighborhood.
There's always a Sharon, and I love her. She's on our Facebook group all the time. I adore her. She watches the show, and she's on the group sometimes. She's like, I saw Gigi's dog peeing, and yeah, Sharon is on it. And I almost wanted to call her yesterday to vent, but anyway, I just.
Whatever.
Oh, neighbors. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. There's always one. Welcome back to the show. Don't forget to come see us. Eventbrite.com or the Eventbrite app. Go ahead and download that. Search for The Jason Show. Welcome back, everybody. Every day we get questions from you about the show, about our lives, whatever. We're very honored that you take the time. So today, it's time to answer a few of them. And it's not the mailbag. This is like a notch up.
Look out.
I'm leveling up. It's called burning questions.
Oh.
That's right. Can I tell you, executive producer Jeff we call this the curve. This is a giant screen behind us. Jeff said he almost put a fire graphic, but he goes, and he goes, and I quote, it looked like you and Falen were in hell.
Jason still wanted it, but
I wanted it still. I want it next time. Anyway, these are the questions we get most often, more than once rather, that Falen and I want to answer. And these are true. This isn't a bit. First up, a question we get, no joke, several times a week. But Amber's representing all those people. My daughters and I are obsessed with Falen's wardrobe. If we can't watch the whole show, we at least try to see, hey, what's Falen wearing? You should do a segment on where she gets her cute dresses and skirts.
Oh, that's so nice. I mean, a lot of the stuff I've had for so long, but like this dress is Old Navy. I have a lot of Target, and I also rent through Newly. N-U-U-L-Y. You get like 6 pieces a month, and I love doing that now that I do the TV show. If I didn't do the TV show, I don't know that I would rent clothes. You know what I mean? But a lot of my friends use Newly, and they really like it. But I'm very like, Anthropologie is like when I'm like feeling frisky and want to spend more money. But Old Navy and Target are kind of like my top go-tos. I think H&M maybe, and Zara.
Yeah. I always think you look nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
there we
you
go.
so
Yeah. What about my clothes, Amber?
She probably doesn't wear a lot of suits, you know, to be fair.
Amber doesn't care. Next up, another question about Falcon. This one from Mary Jane. She writes, Jason, I love you and Falen together. Just curious why Falen sometimes disappears after the first 2 segments of the show. We do get this one. We get this one. We get this one quite often. Here's the deal. First of all, the set, by design, was designed. I wanted to throw a little Johnny Carson into this. I wanted to throw a little Graham Norton, James Corden. James and Johnny would always leave all the guests out. When one guest would come on, the other one would slide down. That's why we have this couch. But sometimes it's really up to Falcon. If there's a guest that you don't have a question for or not connected to, we discuss it and you're like, peace out, I'm gonna go shop on eBay.
Yeah, I'm usually not on the food segments for the same reason. And then a lot of them are Zoom, and if you can tell, like if they're over the computer, that is not made for me. That is made for 2 people. You know what I mean? Like it's a 2-person box. So I'm not on any of those.
And your smoke break. We need to get your
I get so tired.
I know.
You know? I'm just like, I want a little nap.
She's back there with her Viceroys, just smoking a little bit. Yeah, Viceroy.
I don't even know what that is, but I'm like, sure,
It's a very old cigarette. Aaron Schwab smokes them. Joanne is next. Joanne is next. She asked a question on a YouTube video featuring our friend Carolyn from The Traders. She wants to know, hey guys, does Carolyn get paid to go on talk shows? I'm just curious. That's a great question, actually. We do know for the national talk shows, if you are in the union, if you're in SAG-AFTRA, you do get like what's called scale. You do get like an appearance fee. It's not a lot, but you do get a fee. For a show like ours, I mean, look, I bought this pencil, for heaven's sake. I mean, you know, we don't have that kind of budget. You know, my husband sometimes picks guests up at the airport. We're not that kind of show. You know?
Yeah.
Erin has to buy her own Viceroys, you know? We don't have a big budget. But sometimes, but not local shows like this.
Yeah, no.
And you don't pay, like, when people... Like, you just had the Love is Blind people. You're not throwing out a 20 at them.
No chance. Same thing. I do a game on my show like at 5 o'clock, and if the person wins, it's cash from my bank account. We have no money. Welcome to radio.
Yeah. Welcome to the Jason Show.
Here's my own money. Yeah.
Next question is from Emmy. Hi, Emmy. She emailed us and sent us a message on Facebook. She asks, Jason, I believe you once mentioned on air an air purifier you have at home and really like. What is it called? It's like an Echo, and it's at Target. You know what I'll do? I'll send it. We'll put it on our Facebook again. I'll give you a link.
She wants to know the specific one. If they have multiple,
they do.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Emmy, DM me, and I'll put it on the Jason Show Facebook page. Because Falen's right, they do. There's a whole line of them. I'll tell you which one specifically I have. Now, our last burning question. It's more of a comment. Cindy writes, when you showed your awkward school photos, I think you and Falen could be related. Yeah. So let's see the pictures again.
There's something in the Indiana water that makes your eyes very squinty.
Yeah.
Like, why?
No.
Why are we both? Why are we like this?
No, it's not the water, Falen. It's chicken fingers. It's a.
Our cheeks were too big. We couldn't open our eyes.
Are you kidding me? I'm hiding a cousin in my cheeks. Look at that. I'm hiding a relative. If you look closely, my cousin Randy's in my mouth. Look at that.
God.
Yeah. Cindy also said she's waiting, you know, our staff is part of the show. She's waiting for a school-age picture of photographer Eric. Well, we're a show that likes to please. Ladies and gentlemen, this is no joke. Photographer Eric's high school photo. Look at him. There we go. We lovingly title this A Boy and His Cockapoo. That's right. A Boy and His Cockapoo. Yeah. And this is also no joke. This photo is falling apart.
Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, Victoria, welcome to the Jason Show budget. Yeah. This photo is no joke in our offices. We have this framed in our office. There we go. Keep the burning questions coming. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. Look at this. We want you to be a part of our studio audience. Tickets are free. Head to eventbrite.com or the app. Search The Jason Show. Pick a date and join the fun. You're in by 9:30 and you're out by 11:15. We would love to see you. We'll be right back to wrap things up. Welcome back to the show, everybody. By the way, I got further clarification from my better half for Emmy. It's called Levoit, not Echo. The Levoit, and it's a mid-size, and we have a small one. They come in different sizes depending on the size of your room. That is the air purifier, and you can get it at various places, and you can run it by an app as well.
Oh.
So yeah, Levoit, yeah. Hey, tomorrow on the show, he has the behind-the-scenes secrets about your favorite celebrities. Our friend, we love him, Michael Levitt. He's back to spill some more Hollywood tea. That's tomorrow. But right now, that's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you're doing it wrong. And if you're watching us from here in Minnesota, please drive safely. Bye, everybody.